If you're into adventure bikes, then the world is your oyster. Anybody can find anything suiting their pocket or a specific bike size that they're looking for. Anything from smallish dirt bikes to the hot mid-size adventure segment, and of course the large beasts like the 1250 GS. If you want to go around the world, then you pick something larger that can help you carry a lot of stuff and will not complain too much on any dirt roads that might be on your route. If you know you're gonna do more off-road oriented trips but shorter, then the mid-size adventure bike like the KTM 790 Adventure or the Tenere 700 or 1700 million other different ones will be the perfect pick. You can literally play with anything and you really should have nothing to complain about. Unless you're Dave. You just like to complain about anything, don't you? On the flip side of the coin, if you're just into touring motorcycles, that's adventure riding but without the off-road component, no judging here, then the world is more like those little cinnamon sprinkles that you put on your coffee that you find at gas stations, but you only find them in like 1 out of 10 gas stations. Yeah, more like that. At the top of the food chain is the Honda Goldwing, an 1800cc 842-pound beast that even comes with a reverse gear. BMW also makes a couple of nice but big and expensive tourers, and you can go down in price and weight until any touring specific feature has evaporated and you are basically riding a scooter. However, Honda is on a mission to change this. Stick around. Get your motorbike news in a pleasant way. Hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss the next episode. The problem with getting an adventure bike if you're only going to stick to paved roads is that you're buying and carrying around with you a whole bunch of components that you're not really going to need. The bike is also configured to be comfortable on both on-road and off-road, which in reality means it's not really perfectly comfortable on either. You are also missing out on a whole bunch of different creature comforts that would suit a touring bike perfectly, like a radio, much better wind protection with a huge windshield, but these would not be suited or would break easily if you took your bike off-road. So there is definitely a gap in the market for a mid-size, proper touring bike. In the past year, Honda has been the absolute king when it comes to patent applications and new bike rumors. Anything from radar helmets to hydrogen motorcycles and of course the 2 new Africa twins, which are expected to be shown later on this year. A French publication, motostation.com, which are pretty spot on with their investigative journalism, revealed that Honda is working on a smaller touring bike for all. Honda has played around with this idea around 2010 when they introduced the NT700V, but that only lasted for a couple of years before being discontinued. This new reincarnation will feature the great Africa Twin 998cc engine, which has plenty of power and torque for a great touring bike. If on top of that you add What's a Hyundai? If on top of that you add Honda's dual clutch transmission to this, you could not wish for a better, smallish powertrain solution. Now Honda has very vast experience when we're talking about creature comforts on a motorcycle. The Goldwing is packed with all sorts of gadgets and toys, and if only a fraction of those dribble down to this new tourer, it will definitely set it apart from even the larger and more expensive tourers that are on the market today. The bike should have amazing wind protection, an electric windshield is not necessary, and a manual one that can be adjusted with one hand will more than do the job. Please, none of those two-hand jobs, or even worse, the ones that require some sort of screws or bolts or nuts or something like that. Meh. A properly sized entertainment system for me to listen to music without a dedicated Bluetooth headset. And I know you're going to laugh at me about this next one, but listen carefully.
Listen properly. 769,820
Central locking. I was first introduced to this wonderful system when reviewing the 1250 RT, and pressing one button to close all those little storage compartments which are scattered all over the bike makes the whole experience a lot more comfortable. Stop for a coffee, get off the bike, press a button, and you know that everything is safe and sound and exactly where you left it. Now pair all of these creature comforts to a proven 1-liter engine, add an automatic gearbox, Dave, that should say an automatic gearbox. Learn some grammar, man. Keep the weight somewhat down and keep the price down, since we don't need gear that is specifically designed to work on off-road, such as the suspension, and Honda will have a great bike to sell. No, I won't buy one. I can't stand the idea of a tourer, riding all day on paved roads, and if you see a great pass going through a forest, you can't go on it because it's off-road. No, never. For me, the ultimate motorcycle would be this. Just make it smaller. Not different, but smaller. Keep it a boxer. I don't want any V-twin madness because the boxer makes everything a lot more easier to handle off-road, but just make it smaller. That's it. Coming back to Honda, let us know in the comments what would make your ultimate touring machine. Let's take the off-road factor out of the equation. What would a 100% comfortable, all-day, on-road riding machine need for you to give it a home in your garage? Or under a bridge, like where Dave keeps his bike? Let us know down below. Well, that's the show, everybody. Give it a big thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. And if you think you've learned something new, consider subscribing or becoming a patron to help us make more of these shows. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.